It's The Last Stand. And here is your host, Brian Custer.
That's right. It is The Last Stand. I'm Brian Custer. We bring you the biggest names in the sport. Joining me today, man, is one of my favorites. This guy, two-time WBC super middleweight champion of the world. Listen, the red flag, David Benavidez, is back with us on The Last Stand. What's up, champ?
Nothing much, man. Just been right here, just getting ready for my next fight.
A lot of people want you to fight Caleb Plant. He knocked out Andre Dirrell in Brooklyn. Dirrell's another guy who you fought. What'd you think of Caleb's performance?
It was a good performance. They were going back and forth, until he got caught. It wasn't really a one-sided fight until he got caught with that left hook, but it was a good knockout. I feel like it adds more fuel to our fight, and hopefully we get that fight made this year or next year.
We had Caleb on The Last Stand, but right before he fought Dirrell, and he said, "Listen, I want to fight David Benavidez." He said, "Listen, I heard what his dad was talking about, but his dad knew that we already had the Dirrell fight lined up, so I don't know why he was throwing out that information that we were supposed to be fighting." He said, "But I will fight him after the Dirrell fight." Can you guarantee fight fans that we will get Benavidez Plant in 2023?
Yeah, I can guarantee it. I feel like this is the closest we've come to make this fight happen. Now I got this fight January, but I feel like I'm going to get that through that no problem. But I feel like it is going to happen 2023.
Anthony Dirrell said, "Listen, Caleb is a really good boxer, got good boxing skills and movement." He also said he believes that boxers give David Benavidez problems, but he said overall your hand speed and power will be the difference in the fight. What are your thoughts on Dirrell's assessment of Benavidez versus Plant?
Yeah, I definitely felt like I don't feel like Caleb Plant will give me problems like that. I feel like a boxer gives everybody really problems, just moving around, trying to stop them, trying to cut off the ring. But this is something we have to prepare for. We have to be prepared for anything. We have to be prepared for speed, power, boxing ability, and everything. And I'm totally prepared to go to war with whoever. And I feel like I definitely will stop Caleb Plant.
Canelo, listen, everybody wants to see you and Canelo as well. Canelo, and I'm sure you saw this, went viral after he stopped Triple G because he was asked about David Benavidez. And Canelo said, and I'm quoting him, quote, "I hear his dad talking a lot of shit. Look at what he's accomplished. Nothing. One single champion, Anthony Dirrell. Please don't disrespect me," end quote. What's your response to that?
I mean, it just doesn't really make any sense. I mean, I've been winning title eliminators back to back. I just won an interim title. I feel like a lot of people now, they don't respect the boxing ranks. I mean, if you don't respect the boxing ranks, what are the boxing ranks for? I'm the #1 guy. I'm the mandatory. This is the fight that a lot of people want to see. I think he's just talking a lot of shit because he doesn't want to see me. He knows I'm the biggest threat at 168. Mike Tyson, all these other legends, Juan Manuel Marquez, they all want to see the fight with me and Canelo because they know it's the best fight. So if he's the best fighter. He's the champion. Give the people what they want to see.
Good point. Eddie Hearn, who obviously has been working with Canelo, was on Fight Hub TV. And he said, listen, quote, "Great fighters like Benavidez needs to be in big fights. You need to start making a statement against big-time fighters. You have to make the fans say, Canelo, you must take the Benavidez fight," end quote. What do you think about what Eddie Hearn had to say?
So, I definitely agree with everything Eddie Hearn says, but what can I do when these guys they're not willing to fight me? I've been very vocal that I want to fight Charlo, Caleb Plant, David Morrell. I'm the only one calling them by name. I'm calling them bitches exactly by name right after my interviews. I say Caleb Plant is a bitch. I say Charlo's a bitch. I say Morrell's a bitch. And none of them want to come do anything about it. So what am I supposed to do? I can't force these guys to fight me. I would love to get the big fights, because I definitely want to prove myself and prove myself to the people. But there's really nothing I could do when these guys, they're not really trying to fight me. So I feel like right now what I need to keep doing is just keep winning the fights. Hopefully one day these guys will grow a pair of balls and get in the ring with me. But as of right now, I'm 100% confident to fight anybody and to go through everybody. But that's just not. I feel like that's the same confidence I have. Every other boxer doesn't have. So there's nothing I could do about that.
How much frustration is it considering all of you guys are under the PBC and yet those fights aren't getting made?
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. You know, it's very frustrating actually. You know, especially the fight with me and Caleb Plant. I feel like we should. That's the fight that should have been made happen a long, long time ago. But like I said, there's a hope now. I feel like a lot of the fights are gonna happen in 2023. So you know, we just got to stay positive. We got to stay working. We got to stay motivated and stay working hard. And I feel like we'll get these fights sooner than later.
And if you had to put your finger on it, why do you think we haven't seen Benavidez and Charlo? Because as you pointed out at one point, he's calling you out saying, okay, well, yeah, let's get it on. I'll fight Benavidez. And then another time he said, well, there's nothing in it for me. There's no belt. There's nothing in it for me to go up. Why do you think Benavidez Charlo hasn't happened?
Because Charlo is a pussy. That's why he don't want to fight. I mean, I don't know what else I could do. I mean, this would be a very big fight, you know, and then potentially the winner of that fight could get Canelo. And I don't think potentially. I think the winner of that fight would get Canelo. I mean, there's something in it for everybody. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know what Charlo's doing, if he's taking a break or what he's doing. But you know, what I'm focused on right now is what I have to do, what I have to get, the fights that I'm gonna get through. So if he doesn't want to fight, you know, I don't even think he wants to fight anybody else, you know. So I just got to keep training. I just got to keep working and, you know, just wait for these opportunities.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Brian Custer. I want to talk to you about our partner, Athletic Greens. You know, I started taking Athletic Greens because I wanted more energy, and I got to tell you, I absolutely love it. Athletic Greens doesn't taste super healthy. It's kind of mild, has that tropical taste, but I actually look forward to having it every single morning. So what is this stuff? Well, one scoop of delicious Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right. And it contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals, or artificial anything, while still tasting good. Listen, it helps support better sleep quality for you, recovery, and it supports mental clarity and alertness is what I love about it. You know, AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits, and it's one thing you can do every single day to take care of yourself, and it's lifestyle friendly. So whether you're keto, vegan, paleo, dairy-free, or gluten-free, Athletic Greens is for you, and it costs you less than $3 a day. So you're investing really in your health, and it's cheaper than that cold brew habit that you may have. So additionally, for every purchase, Athletic Greens is going to donate to organizations help to get nutritious foods to kids all across the country who are in need, including No Kid Hungry, which is right here in the U.S. By the way, 2 years ago in 2020, Athletic Greens donated over $1.2 million to meals to kids. Now, it is the time to reclaim your health, folks. And all you got to do is arm your immune system with a convenient daily nutritional supplement. And listen, once we get into that cold flu season, this is something that you need, because just one scoop of water every day with Athletic Greens, and there's no need for the million of different pills or supplements to look out for your health. All you're going to need is Athletic Greens. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens wants to give you free a 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. And all you got to do is visit athleticgreens.com/laststand. Again, athleticgreens.com/laststand. Athletic Greens. Take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. How big of a year do you think 2023 will be for you? I'm sure you're probably a little frustrated. Maybe you fought just once in 2022, but another guy who's been calling you out that obviously we see on Showtime is David Morrell. And is that a fight you think will happen as well in 2023?
Well, yeah, we could have made that fight happen in November, December. You know, my team they were trying to make a fight happen with them, and now they have their mandatory to fight supposedly. But yeah, I think 2023 is a good year. I think the fight with Caleb Plant is going to happen 2023, and David Morrell. Like I said, I just got to go. I got to take care of my work on January 14th. You know, look strong, look impressive, and then we move on to the next.
How often do you think you want to fight in 2023? How many fights?
As much fights as it give me. You know, a dream number for me would be 3 fights. You know, but like I said, we just got to sit around and see. But we're just going to be ready for whatever comes our way.
Will you and your team, and I'm talking about your management, do you think you guys will have some real serious discussions with the WBC about trying to get that belt away from Canelo? Especially like you say, if he's not going to fight you, say, hey, look, these guys not really defending that belt at all. Let's put that belt up so that give us the opportunity to fight for it.
Yeah, I think definitely Samson Lukowicz is going to have a talk with Mauricio Suleiman of the WBC, because I feel like, you know, it's time. You know, I've earned the spot to fight for the WBC belt. And if Canelo's not going to defend it, then he's going to have to pass it down or let somebody else defend it, you know. And I feel like this is my right. I've earned this right. So we're definitely going to go out to talk to the WBC, and we'll see what happens.
Are there any 168 pounders that are, let's say, not under the PBC banner that you've been looking to get into the ring with you?
Yeah, I mean, the only one I've been looking to get in the ring with is Bubu Andrade. You know, I feel like he's another great fighter. I don't know if he's coming over to PBC, if he's going to stay in DAZN, but I feel like that's the #1 fighter I've had my eye on. But yeah, either him or, you know, like I said, Edgar Berlanga still has a really big name. You know, if we can't get any other fights happening. But, you know, those are basically the guys I've been looking at.
David, would you be disappointed if you had to move up to 175 and weren't a champion again at 168?
Yeah, it would definitely be very disappointing. And, you know, especially right now, it's a little bit harder to make 168. And I'm trying to, you know, just hold on for as long as I can to make these big fights happen, you know, because I want to give my fans the fights I promised them. So it definitely would be very disappointing if I have to go up to 175 and not have any of these big fights at 168.
Yeah. What do you think about recently when you talk about the sport, this BLK Prime Boxing that has all of a sudden come onto the scene? They go sign Bud Crawford, take that fight away that he was supposed to go with Errol Spence. Now Crawford's fighting Avicinian there in December. Adrian Broner all of a sudden now has signed a 3-fight deal. What do you think about this new platform that's all of a sudden jumped into the sport?
You know, I can't really say much because I really don't know them too much. The only time I've actually really seen them was when it was mentioned in that post that Terrence Crawford was in a fight on their card. So I really can't say much about them. The only thing I can say is that they took away a great fight versus Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. And to be honest, that's the only thing I got to say.
Yeah. Would you ever, under any circumstances, think about, because you talked about wanting big fights, would you ever think about, hey, look, well, maybe I need to walk away from the PBC?
No. You know, I've seen that a lot, too, and I'm always going to stay loyal to PBC. You know, they gave me an opportunity. They gave me a platform when I first came up, when nobody else wanted to sign me, and I'm going to stay loyal to PBC.
Love it. Okay, listen, you know the drill, David. For everyone who watches and listens to this show, we allow them to submit questions through social media. Man, we got so many. Obviously, you got a huge fan base, so we got a number of them. So let's get right to them. This first one comes from Twitter. It says, if you are all on the same PBC payroll, what do you think is the real reason why you don't get the Charlo or Plant fights?
I've been said that over and over again. They're scared. I mean, I don't know how else you guys want me to tell you. They're scared. You know, we've been trying to make these fights happen for a long, long time. And if Charlo doesn't want to fight, if Caleb doesn't want to fight, it's because they don't want to fight. You know, I mean, there's nothing else I can say. You know, they're scared.
Yeah. Dream Chaser from Twitter asks, probably this is similar to the question I asked you. He says, David, are you using your power of influence to get the WBC to order Canelo to fight you?
Well, it's not me personally doing that. My promoter, Samson Lukowicz, you know, he handles all that. You know, he has a really good relationship with Mauricio Suleiman too. So I'm sure they've been talking and trying to get me to fight for the belt. So yeah, that Samson Lukowicz is definitely talking to Mauricio Suleiman.
Anthony from Twitter asks, David, why are you calling out Bivol or Zerto, but Benavidez's name comes up and all of a sudden you need more time?
I mean, to be honest, I don't fight at 175 to start off with. And if I did fight at 175, I don't think they would let me to skip the line to go and just fight for a world title versus Benavidez, Bivol, or Surdo Ramirez. You know, I would love to fight all those guys, but you know, I'm basically, if I go up, I'm going to have to start from ground zero. I'm going to have to start from behind the line. I would fight Artur Beterbiev. I would fight Bivol. I would fight all of them. I'm not scared of nobody.
Boxing Heisenberg asks, are you putting the heat on your matchmakers to get you in big fights?
Yeah, we've been definitely putting a lot of heat on the matchmakers to get these big fights happen. But like I said, if the other parties aren't willing to make the fights happen, there's really nothing I could do.
Vaughn from Twitter asks, who's the first name that you want if there were no politics involved, since the PBC super middleweights don't want to smoke with you?
Caleb Plant. That's the one and the only name I've been thinking about right now. Caleb Plant.
Jacob asks, will you go up to 175 anytime soon?
Yeah, you know, that's definitely been a thought I've been thinking too. If I can't get any fights at 168, any of the big fights, you know, I probably might just go to 175, dip my feet in, you know, and probably get ranked, you know, at 175 for one of the belts, and, you know, just go that route.
Got it. Last one says, does the weightlifting aspect of training limit the ability for you to stay in the 168-pound division going forward?
I don't really lift a lot of weights. You know, we do a lot of reps of the weights, but not really too heavy weights. And we've been doing that since I was 15 years old. So we got a good routine going on. I feel like if I go up in weight, I would definitely have to do more weights. But right now, we're good. The weights that I do right now doesn't affect me in any type of way to make 168.
All right, David, you know the drill. Come to the last segment of this show. It is the last stand. I'm asking a series of questions. You give me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
You ready? Here we go. Who do you think is more avoided, David Benavidez or Demetrius Andrade?
David Benavidez.
Charlo, Andrade, Plant, Morrell. Which one is the biggest fight for you to be made?
I think Caleb Plant, because of the amount of history we had, the way he looked his last fight, and, you know, him fighting Canelo too. I think that all makes it for a great fight versus me and Caleb. But I feel like that's the most important one for me right now, Caleb Plant.
Out of Charlo, Andrade, Plant, Morrell, which one is the most dangerous fight?
I think the most dangerous, I think, is Andre. I feel like he's the most dangerous one.
All right. Do you believe you'll be world champion again next at 168 or 175?
168. I'll definitely be world champion at 168.
Okay. And last but not least, at this time, let's say October, November of 2023, David Benavidez will be, you finish it,
unified world champion.
Wow. I like that, bro. That means you've had some mega fights in 2023.
Yeah, so hopefully in October, we could get the real mega fight going on. But, you know, I'm happy right now, man. Everything is looking like it's going pretty good. Not only for me, but for the boxing world too. There's already a lot of big pay-per-view fights in 2023. So hopefully we could add one myself and get the fans what they want to see. But, you know, I'm really happy right now, man. I'm focused, I'm motivated, and I'm just ready to give the fans, you know, some great boxing next year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think you're more than due to be on the pay-per-view stage. And, you know, listen, you're one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. So I know that will be all action, whomever you're in the ring with. That's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring the biggest names in the sport. And at 168, I'm telling you what, one of the biggest is David Benavidez. Champ, we appreciate you always. Look forward to seeing you in the ring really soon. And folks, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.